quality customer service. So as you can see, this is worth 8 points, so it's got effectively got a bit of weighting behind this particular part of the question. So again, use effective quotes throughout this part of the question with TripAdvisor, but it doesn't have to be TripAdvisor. Any other way you gather information that you can provide, you can put it in through here. If you have a philosophy, what is it? Do you have a customer service charter? Explain that here. If you do have a customer service charter, then make sure it's within question 2 as well, that when you are talking about your business planning, that it's a part of that also. Are you involved in tourism accreditation? Do you have any formal, informal training programs? Is it when you get a new piece of equipment on? Is it just when they start up? Think about how you maintain that quality service. Do you have comment sheets, outcomes, percentage of repeat business referrals? How many of your customers find you through word of mouth? And it's also good here, a complaint handling procedure. Have you got a bad review from somebody? What have you done when that bad review came in? How did you actually handle that situation? Again, the judges are aware that you can't please everyone, but if it has happened, how have you gone about handling it and what was the outcome? So include those things into your submission. This is getting back to Stillwater. They've outlined what their customer charter is at the top and what their customer service philosophy is. They've got, again, the Certificate of Excellence from TripAdvisor in the current year that it's meant to be in. They then talk about to achieve the high levels of quality and service we aspire to, we listen to our customers, they do customer surveys, and they get them to rate them on 4 or 5 points: service, food, value, ambience, overall experience. They do a mystery shopper, or partake in the mystery shopper program. They get a quote there from the mystery shopper as well, so reinforcing that they are delivering on high customer service. They've got a complaint handling example that they've included. They select the right person to be on the front desk. Person on the front desk, but not all people. So make sure the right people are actually at the front desk, speaking to your customers as they turn up, and make sure they have a great experience from the first point of contact. Talk about training their staff and making sure they're very knowledgeable about the business and the region. And then, of course, they communicate regularly with the staff what's happening within the business. So, again, here's some examples of what you can include when it comes to customer service. So part B, how do you identify and provide for people with specific needs? The key word in this entire question is specific needs. A lot of people who write submissions see it as special needs, but it is wider and bigger than that. That, of course, is a key component of it as well, physical, intellectual disabilities. But think outside the box. Think about what the special needs are for your target market. Are you probably focused on the business traveller? Do they have any dietary requests? Are they smokers these days? Families and children, special interest groups, language. If you are actively marketing the Chinese market, then one of the specific needs you want here is you offer particular dietary requirements for your Chinese travellers or language aids and things around. So think about who your target markets are and what their special needs are. And think a little bit outside the box. You could be based regionally and you could be the only one in the whole town who offers EFTPOS facilities, or you might offer a cash out or something like that so people can actually access cash if they don't have EFTPOS facilities. So think a bit outside the square when it comes to this question. Think what those specific needs could be when tied back into your target markets. Got a couple of examples here. This again is Melbourne Museum, and again a larger business who has their we identify and provide for people with specific needs through planning, appropriate design and infrastructure and delivery of successful public programs. They also included a quote from an autistic, or the mother of an autistic child, so showing how they've dealt with people with special needs in this case, so some specific needs in relation to the question. They've also included innovation as a forefront to this question as well. So it's actually indicated or highlighted that the innovation that they've implemented over the last 12 months has been X, Y, Z, so the judges can clearly see that. So again, this is back to fouls. I think this is, again, quite a nice way of laying out this question. Through listening, watching and feedback from our visitors, we identify specific needs and relate this, where possible, to our recognised target markets and implement actions to better cater to them. One of my favourite ones here is children of guests bored, distracting parents from tasting wines and enjoying experience. Just put a solution in place for that. One about putting an action of toy boxes, puzzles, colouring books, and they've included a quote from the parents that kids had a great time, so did we. So a nice way of looking at what some of those specific needs here. They've got dietary requirements, guest experience, difficulty reading, tasting notes, parents changing babies on the floor or on the cafe chairs. So they've obviously seen what some of their distinctive differences are, and they've implemented some changes there throughout the 12 months. Part C, or the very first part of this question, should be one of the easiest parts of the whole submission to answer. State the number of people working in your business. Now think of everyone that works in your business. If you're a sole trader or you're one of two people, then count yourself as one of those people. Look at full-time, part-time, casual, volunteers, anyone who works in your business. This is the time that you can talk about them. And it ties back into Di's remarks earlier on. And then explain how you identify and determine professional development needs. So is it an induction when they come on board that you talk about what their professional development needs are? Do you have 3 months, 6 months, 12 months review that you sit back and assess where the gaps are? Is it when an issue comes along that you go, oh, we really need someone to be able to do this for us? Then that's when you can put that in. Is it when you have new equipment that comes on board that you can actually then implement training for that? A lot of on-the-job training as well can be included here. So if we've had examples where very seasonal up on the ski fields, where they only have staff in there for 3 months, and then you're not expected to put all those staff through rounds of training because they're only with you for 3 months. But the manuals and things that you give them, or the on-the-job training, is all form of this part of the question. So think about who your staff are and how long they're with you and what they're doing with you. As I said, on-the-job coaching, succession planning, regular appraisals, and your staff reviews. So think about everything that you do to train your staff up professionally while they're with you. And this sort of then ties into part D, which then looks at, describe the range of training skills that you have actually developed or undertaken in the qualifying period. So think of everything that you've sort of done across for yourself and for your staff. It's also important here that you just don't have the executive team, the top 3 people in the team doing all the training, and then you've got 17 other staff who don't actually do anything. Make sure there is an even spread of training across your organisation. And there's some examples up here. So supervising skills, search engine optimisation. Have you attended a conference? Have you sat through a webinar? Have you gone to a Tourism Australia briefing? Have you done any specific business-based courses? So think about everything that you sort of do. Do you attend networking events? All these sort of things can sort of build into what your professional development is. And it's quite a nice, easy question that you should be able to answer as long as you're doing that training. As I said, if you're not doing any training or you haven't trained yourself in a lot of business operations, I haven't really done any training, start thinking about what you can do in the next 3 or 4 months to help bolster up this part of your question. Tom?
Particularly in this area, excuse me, there is an enormous amount of training that happens in small business that goes undocumented. It's informal, it's happening all the time. All you need to do is look at some way of documenting it. It doesn't have to be reams, it just needs to be documented that X happened or Y happened. Because I know when I've been mentoring people, but we haven't done anything, but yet I can see that they've done X, Y, and Z through that period of time. And one of the main things we find with a lot of entrants is you're so much in the business, you've forgotten about how to look down into it and see what really is happening, because you're just automatically doing it. So obviously working hard, and I come from a training background, it's an interest of mine, but it happens all the time. It's just finding a way of documenting that or having some form of evidence, so when the judge comes to the site inspection, you're able to say, this is what happened, even if it's a little tick sheet or something like that.
Julie?
I'd like to add to that, if I may, and it's about the owner-operator, because we often have submissions coming through, it's all about the staff and the employees, but the actual owner-operator, and it doesn't have to be formal training, it can be as simple as going and actually doing some informal market research to see what the competitors are doing, or I visited such and such to do whatever. But it actually just shows that you're actually considering what else is happening in the industry and trying to improve their own professional development, even if it may not be in a formal sense.
And turning up today.
And turning up today, yeah, absolutely. Thank you.